It kind of relates back to, there was a blog post I did several years ago where I just printed myself some new business cards and I needed to know what to put on them. And it was at a time when I'd stopped doing actual research in actual maths in an actual maths department. And I was like, can I still call myself a mathematician? And there was this whole conversation that we had around, who's a violinist? Is anyone who plays a violin a violinist? Or do you have to be a professional that gets paid to play the violin in order to call yourself a violinist? And in the same way, do you have to be someone whose job is to research in mathematics in order to say you're a mathematician? And there's something really empowering about, if I go and do a workshop in a school, I will occasionally refer to the people in the room as mathematicians. I'll say, it's good that I've got a whole room full of mathematicians to agree with the thing that I've just said. And it almost sometimes surprises the kids a little bit that I refer to them as mathematicians. But it is about kind of the way that you're doing things. And if you're doing maths, if you're calculating things, or if you're looking at patterns in things, or if you're understanding things and trying to pull them apart and analyze them in that kind of way, that is mathematics. And if you're doing that, then I think you're allowed to consider yourself a mathematician if you want to. And I'm obviously not, I'm not going to require people to put labels on themselves, but I think if you want to think of yourself as a mathematician and that is helpful to you, then you are completely allowed to do that if you are doing mathematical thinking. And it is that sort of precision of wording, precision of thought, understanding things, being precise about how you're defining stuff, and fitting it all together and seeing how it works. And it's something that I find a lot of joy and enjoyment in, because it's satisfying when it works. And it's sometimes satisfying when it doesn't work. You just sort of get a glimpse of something and you think, oh, okay, yeah, I can see where that's going, but I'm not going to do the heavy lifting to actually confirm that. But it's, I guess, if you find satisfaction in that, there's a quote from Matt Parker, who's someone I've worked with a lot, and I often quote this because I think it's really, really nice. But he said, mathematicians aren't people who find maths easy, they're people who enjoy the fact that it's difficult. And I think if you can get to a point where you can sort of see how this thing fits together and think, I like that is nice, that is one of the things that makes you a mathematician, I guess.